The sun don't rise the right way. She's moody, so.
Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel.
Hi, how you doing?
We're the farmers. This is Life with the Farmers. If you haven't watched our previous videos, we are pregnant. We hope you watched our last video to find out that we're having a
girl.
We will reveal her name soon, maybe when she gets here. So this video today, we're actually just going to talk about how we were able to conceive our daughter. And we used a method, not really conventional to a lot of people.
It works, just believe.
Yeah. We know we know there are like many ways for couples to get pregnant, just to name a few, like adoption and surrogacy, even the traditional way of intercourse, but none of those methods really fit us. We didn't really want to go that route. We chose to do at-home insemination. So our story actually started a few years ago. We bought a home insemination kit off eBay? Amazon. And it came with 6 insemination cups, 6 needleless syringes, and 6
styrofoam cups.
I'm not sure.
Plastic things, just, you know.
And we spent
$30, but
yeah.
But it was inexpensive.
It was very inexpensive. So the very first time we actually tried to start our journey, we got pregnant and actually lost that child. And it was kind of strange how that one went about because I was late on my cycle for about 14 days. Was that about right? And we had taken plenty of pregnancy tests and all of them kept coming back negative. My hormones had started to change, I want to say. I was starting to get a little moody,
The sun don't rise the right way. She's moody.
Anyways, but there were symptoms that we had that showed us that we were pregnant. And towards, I want to say maybe like the 12th day, we went to the hospital. And they told us that we had high enough HCG levels to say that there could have been a pregnancy, but not enough HCG levels to say that there was a pregnancy. And they told us to wait about another week, and if my period still hadn't come on, then we had to go back and do some further testing. But my cycle started 2 days later, and it wasn't quite like a normal cycle. It was a really heavy flow. I believe that we miscarried, and she believes as well that we miscarried. Based off what the doctors were saying, it just didn't make sense that my cycle was 2 weeks late. So then we waited about a year because we were kind of devastated. Second time we tried for our journey didn't quite go as planned. Our donor that we were going to use, he couldn't quite donate. And that's pretty much the best way we can say that. So we waited again about 8 months?
Yeah.
In the meantime, I had a friend who had known that we were trying to get pregnant. For a while, and he was married at the time with 2 children of his own, 1 boy, 1 girl. And he told me one day that, you know, if he could, he would be willing to help, but the situation that he was in, he was not able to, which we were okay with that. You know, we were just appreciative that he even offered.
We didn't ask.
Yeah. Fast forward to last August of 2015.
We're 17 now.
2016. Last August 2016, we just so happened to run into him. He asked us, how was everything going? Were we still trying? And we told him we actually were. You know, we just kind of laid off of it a little bit. We didn't, like, pressure it as much. Pretty much we were just, yeah. We were just waiting for God to tell us, really, when it was time, you know, instead of us trying to forcefully go after it. We were just waiting for our moment to really come. He told us that his situation had changed from his prior situation. Obviously, he still has the 2 children, but his personal life had changed a little bit, and he was in a position that he was able to help if we were wanting it. He said, let me know whenever you want to start, and I'm pretty much available whenever. even though we weren't like actively trying, we still wanted to keep track of my cycle for when we did start to actively try. That way we would know when it was a great time to start. And the date that he asked, we had a week before our cycle was to start. So I had that 1 week of like a free time pretty much. And then the following week was the week that we needed to try, to actively try. So that gave us about 2 weeks, give or take. So we drew up a contract that we had already had drawn up, but we just revised it a little bit. And one thing that we both loved about this donor is he was very, very adamant at making sure that he added bits and pieces to our contract that benefited us and our child. Like most contracts, I think the one we had before said something along the lines of the donor can't try to get money before the child is 18 or try to like get parental
the child
rights.
won't try to contact him.
Yeah.
He won't try to come collect the child.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Like, if you're giving it up, you donate it. Once it goes to where it's going, it's gone.
He added in clauses after the fact that stated that even after the child was 18, he couldn't come back and try to get money. Like, let's just say our kid was famous or something. We really liked that about him.
It's basically trying to protect us, him, and the child. So he said even if it didn't work with him, that if we use the same contract, that it will protect us in the future, rather.
Right. We went and got it notarized. So it was a legal document at that point in our state. And we just waited for the next couple of days so we can start that following Monday. We wanted to try every single day that week. The week of my ovulation, just so we had a better chance. But with our work schedule and his work schedule, it didn't quite work out as well as we planned. So we had to fit around each other's schedule, which that ended up being around midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. This whole week, I never even saw him.
They would come to the house whenever. I will, give him his cup, and then he'll go do his thing. And our thing was because they say you can't let it get like room temperature or leave it out so long. I know I hear a lot of things on the internet saying this good for this many times, this good for this. So when he turned off the lights is when I would come to the door, collect what I got, and I go to the room, and then we do our thing. And that happened for about
4 days?
4 days out of the whole week.
Yeah. I never even interacted with him. That was all her. She gave him the cup. He handled his business. He gave her back the cup. He left. It was no, all right, thanks, see you later. It was no conversation.
Nope. He'd be like, same time tomorrow. You got it.
Yeah, that's pretty much
how
it is. Meanwhile, while this was going on, when we tried this time, and our very first time of trying, we tried a totally different process. Did a lot of research on at-home insemination because there isn't a lot out there for people who do it this way because it's not conventional. It's not a conventional method.
But it can work. So
it can work, obviously. One of the things that we learned, your body needs to be pretty much ready and willing to accept the sperm to travel through your body.
First time, basically, I was going too fast. I was losing my product.
Right. So, like, she would use a needleless syringe, and she would inject the semen into my body, but she shot it in, and then she would take and then she would take the needleless syringe right back out, and pretty much it was like coming out of my body.
This time I waited for her to
reach an orgasm.
Let's just be honest about it. I put it in there and I did it slow. As she's doing her thing, I'm doing that thing. And I kept it in there for a good 30 minutes with her legs up.
Yeah, we did read a lot of places saying that you need to keep your legs elevated for at least 30 minutes. And that way it can travel through to the cervix, and actually get to the spot where it needs to. But you need to have an orgasm at the same time so your cervix can actually dip. When you have an orgasm, your cervix dips pretty much. And it needed to dip into the pool of sperm that she was placing into my body in order to pull it back up to go through the cervix to actually penetrate one of my eggs. And like I said, we did not do that the first time. We did try to do the orgasm thing the first time, but because it's the way we did it. It's just totally different. The first time she would inject the sperm and then I would try to reach an orgasm. This time she would wait until I was pretty much at the verge of reaching a climax to start to inject the semen, and she would do it slower and then leave the syringe in place while I kept my legs.
Also push it in there to the point to where all you see is 2 fingers, basically. You know what I mean? Like,
it needs to be far enough.
Yeah.
You need to go as far as you can. And disclaimer, we're not doctors of any sort. You know, we have no medical training on any of this. This was all research on our own. This is research you can do at home, on your phone, on your computer, reading books. I mean, it worked for us, but that doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. But we're just letting you know that there are different ways that you can read the information and receive it. And the way we received it the first time was totally different than the way we received it this time.
Basically trial and error.
Yeah.
It took us a few times to get to this point here. I mean, years. Grant, we only tried 2 other times, but it took us years to find it out and find the product and, you know,
find the right person that fit for us.
Exactly.
And that's really the most important thing. You want to find somebody, for any of you who are on the same, you know, journey, you want to find somebody who also believes what you believe. You know, we didn't want a donor who wanted to be in their life, in our child's life. We didn't want a donor who wanted to be a father. We didn't want a donor who was going to be financially there for our child. We did not want that, you know. We just needed the sperm. That's all we needed, because we physically cannot create a child ourselves. So we just needed someone to understand, you know, this is not a relationship between the 3 of us. This is not a relationship with our child and you. You know, there is no sexual intercourse going on. You know, we don't fly that way. You're strictly going to be in the bathroom with your own mind and your own whatever in a cup, and then you're going to leave. And it took us years, but we finally found that person who was willing and understanding to do just that. The donor that we use does not want to be known by anybody. Our families don't know who he is. Our families don't even know what he looks like. All we can do is give a description of this guy, and it can be anybody. We did use a white donor. We didn't really care what color, honestly, the donor was.
No, a baby's a baby.
Yeah. I honestly would have preferred a black donor, just because, you know, Traniece is darker than I am. I preferred a black donor. Traniece didn't really care, but she did want a mixed to white donor or a lighter donor. We just wanted a baby, so we didn't really care the race or whatever of the guy. But we are very blessed and very grateful that we did find somebody who was willing to go with our agreements, and we were also willing to go with his terms, you know, of the not being known was very important to him, and we are very adamant about keeping that. We have never mentioned his name. We do not mention.
I forgot his name, but
we've never mentioned his name to anybody. It will never come out of our mouths. Who he is, but he knows who he is, and we are very, very thankful for him, because honestly, without him, we wouldn't be able to start our family. So we're just very thankful that he was willing to help us out, and we can just only hope that in the future, when we do choose to have other children, that he's available to help us there as well.
So they'd be related.
Yeah.
Because next time we're gonna try
her eggs to be implanted in my body.
That my wife can carry children and all kind of stuff. We were kind of
our donor can shoot, if you will.
Exactly.
We're their moms, no matter what, and we're gonna love them no matter what. So, yeah, that's pretty much how we got pregnant.
Yay.
Yeah.
People ask all the time, "How'd you do it? Which clinic did you use?" I'm like,
farmer household.
You know, yeah. Well, how? Well,
yeah, we try not to go too into depth when people ask us personally, just because it is personal. Being that this is our TTC Journey channel,
why not put it out there? So for everybody who asks, watch this video and it'll tell you.
Yeah.
Don't ask me, I ain't gonna tell you.
So that's it. Let me give you a belly shot really quick.
The girl is huge.
This is the side and the front. We're 27 weeks. And I know it's kind of dark. I'm sorry. But we're 27 weeks. We'll be 28 on Saturday. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe for more updates. And comment below if you want to see any other videos.
Peace.
Bye.